All right, so over the past couple of days, I finished Mark 9, and we're going to read 41 through 50 as far as the concept of what's going on in them. So Yeshua says, whoever gives one of the disciples, has, for an example, a cup of water to drink in Christ's name will not lose their reward. And I think this reward is he's referring to the one in heaven. Next, he says that if you should offend, or aka cause one to stumble, one of the little ones, which means not only children, I think when people think little ones, they mean children, but also new believers, and it's better for that person to basically have a stone anchor around his neck and tossed into the sea. Basically saying, don't cause your fellow believers to stumble. If you can, obviously, you're going to over your course of your life, but that is something that's best to be avoided. And 43, 45, and 47, I'm going to skip 4, 6, and 8. If your hand causes sin, better to cut it off. If your foot causes sin, better to cut it off. And if your eye causes sin, pluck it out. And then 44, 46, and 48, he repeats the same line. Where their worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched, which most of us are going to immediately think that's talking about hell. And it's very interesting. Some people think, literally, he's meaning this in your hand, feet, and eye, and some people think figuratively. I think it definitely means to recognize what parts of yourself are sinful and learn how to control those sinful parts of yourself. And you can't do it yourself. You need the power of Christ, which is why it's so important to read it and pray, and when you feel moments of weakness, to pray. And I'm going to be honest with you, I really, have a hard time with that, because sometimes I pray and I just don't get that result that I'm hoping for. And I think it's just important to pursue through that. As far as, even if it doesn't work one time, keep going and keep doing it, because eventually that practice will be instilled in you. And everyone shall be salted with the fire. Every sacrifice will be too, is 49. And then in 50, he says that salt is good, but if it loses its potency, what's the point in using it? I think he's using a literal, cooking ingredient here. It does say in another verse, I can't remember the verse off the top of my head, but that we are the salt of the earth.